Today, we're diving into lifelong learning,
Good.
and specifically, how it helps seniors
Right.
stay engaged and connected, even as the world's changing all around them.
I think this is so fascinating, and especially because we've got this source material that's coming from a company that's actually designing spaces
Oh,
for older adults to learn.
cool.
So they're seeing this firsthand. It's not theoretical, it's like in action.
They're on the ground, yeah, so they see what's working, what people are responding to.
Exactly.
We always hear, learning's good for you.
Uh,
But this is like a unique generation of seniors.
right.
They're coming at it from a different place.
Yeah, and the source really highlights that for a lot of seniors, retirement isn't just slowing down.
Yeah.
It's like, what's next? You know, what's my purpose now?
That new chapter, but those old playbooks are gone.
Exactly, exactly.
So that's where lifelong learning comes in. One thing that struck me, it's not just filling time, it's feeling relevant.
Oh, that's huge.
Because the world's changing so fast.
Wait, think about it. This generation
Yeah.
has seen more shifts than like anybody before.
Technological, societal.
Exactly. So they're not scared of change.
Adaptable? They've lived it.
Yeah, they're pros at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're adaptable. They weren't purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But why learning? Is it just to keep up with the grandkids on TikTok or something?
I mean, that's part of it for some people,
Right.
but the source goes deeper.
Okay.
They cite studies showing that lifelong learning
Okay.
reduces dementia risk,
Right.
improves cognitive function,
No way.
and can even, it sounds crazy.
This is beyond Sudoku now.
Yeah, it can even extend your lifespan.
So it's not just mental sharpness you're saying, it's like living longer.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
'Cause you're keeping your brain going. Wow.
And they give examples, like they talk about this financial literacy program.
Oh, yeah?
Where this kind of quiet grandmother's in the back. Turns out, I remember this,
She's a retired accountant.
and she corrects the teacher.
Oh, yeah, on some tiny little detail about taxes.
Hilarious, but also, what's the takeaway there?
For me, it's two things. One, seniors already have knowledge.
They're not starting from scratch.
They're bringing stuff to the table. And two, that grandma wasn't just there for herself.
Oh, the source mentions that, right? She wanted to talk finance with her grandsons.
Exactly. They're in that field. She wants to connect.
So it bridges that gap,
Yeah,
that generation gap that feels so wide sometimes.
it can be. Yeah.
You become the mentor, but they're learning too.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so purpose, health, connection. Anything else driving seniors to learn?
Well, the source argues that, like, the way we usually DO learning,
Yeah, classrooms.
it doesn't work for everyone.
Not ideal, yeah.
It needs to be comfy, flexible, that community we talked
Right.
about.
So not pop quizzes,
No, not at all.
but they're building these spaces, right? What's their vision?
It's a platform that adapts
Yeah.
to how seniors want to learn
pace-
their topics.
If they like tech, if they don't.
Exactly. That's huge.
That's smart, because then they stay engaged.
and keeps them coming back.
What topics are we even talking here? All finance and health stuff, or is there fun too?
That's what's cool. The range is huge. GE.
Oh,
Financial literacy,
Yeah.
PIC training,
makes sense?
health, psychology, even creative stuff.
Like what?
You name it. Painting, writing, it's
Uh,
the whole person.
It's generations really defying expectations.
They are.
What stood out to you most from this?
Honestly, it's tiny. But they said the most common question after every session is,
Yeah.
when's the next one?
Wow.
That tells you something.
They're hungry for it.
Yeah, it's not just checking a box.
It's becoming their life.
Exactly.
Okay, so motivated seniors, good spaces, tons of topics.
Mhm.
But what's the big picture? How is this redefining aging, according to the source?
They think they've found this huge overlooked audience,
Huh?
and they're calling on everyone, businesses, experts, to join them.
To get on board.
Yeah, like recognize the value of these learners.
It's a movement, not just a business.
Exact.
They're saying, aging isn't what you thought. Let's build something new.
I love that.
Inspiring. But for our listeners out there,
Yeah,
what's the takeaway for them? What can they do with all this?
that's a great question, and one I think we should explore
Okay.
after we take a quick break.
All right. Sounds good.
You know, before we jump into takeaways for everyone listening,
Yeah.
something else really struck me about this source.
Okay.
It's not just feel-good stories. They've got research to back it up.
Right. We mentioned those cognitive benefits, but let's dig in.
Yeah,
Because staying sharp can sound kind of vague.
it can.
What are we really talking about benefits-wise?
Well, they cite studies showing that, like, mentally stimulating stuff, like
Yeah.
learning, it can actually reduce your dementia risk.
Seriously.
And it's not just preventing decline, it might even improve function.
So even if there's already some issue.
Exactly. It's not just for, like, the super brains out there.
Right. This could help lots of folks.
Yeah, because learning makes your brain make new connections.
Okay.
It has to stay active, engaged.
Like a workout.
Literally. And they're not making this up. They're referencing specific studies.
Multi-decade ones even.
Oh, yeah. Some have been tracking seniors in learning programs for years.
Wow. So it's not just feeling sharper, it's maybe delaying or even like lessening those cognitive challenges.
It's powerful stuff.
But what about day-to-day stuff? How does this make seniors more independent?
That's the key question and the sources on it.
Okay.
They highlight programs teaching stuff you use every day.
Like what?
Financial literacy, how to use tech, even health and staying active.
I see a theme.
What's that?
Giving seniors the tools for a world that's always changing.
Exactly. Think about how much tech has changed things, even just recently.
Online banking, all that.
Doctor appointments on your computer, social media to talk to family.
Yeah.
That's all empowering, but only if you know how to use it.
Lifelong learning becomes the bridge
I like that, yeah.
to all this stuff they might otherwise miss out on.
And it's not just individual, it's community, too.
Oh, right.
The source talks about learning spaces being social hubs.
Makes sense.
Fights loneliness. You belong somewhere.
Like that grandma keeping up with her grandsons.
Right. It's not just the knowledge, it's the bond.
Feeling part of things.
Exactly. And that connection, the source argues, it's not just how you feel.
It gets deeper.
It affects your health.
Seriously.
They cite studies showing socially engaged seniors live longer, healthier lives.
Wow, so it's cognitive practical skills, now social connection too.
It's hitting all the points.
For a good life as you get older.
Yeah, that independent, fulfilling life.
But let's go back to this redefining aging thing.
Okay.
What do they mean by that, the source?
They're fighting that old story that aging is all downhill.
Like you just withdraw from the world.
Right. They're saying it's continued growth,
Okay.
exploration, you can still contribute.
Don't count seniors out just because they hit a certain age.
Exactly. They have so much to give and to gain.
And lifelong learning is key to changing that whole view.
It's proof.
When they're learning, following passions,
Still in the game.
it busts those stereotypes.
Creates a better world for everyone.
It's like they're taking back the narrative. Aging becomes an opportunity, not a fade out.
Powerful stuff.
But let's be real, it's not always easy.
Definitely not.
What about challenges, roadblocks to making this happen for everyone?
That's crucial because benefits are great, but if not everyone can access them.
Then we're feeling.
Yeah. So where are we falling short?
Okay, so we've talked about how amazing lifelong learning is for seniors, but we left off on those real-world challenges.
Right, because it can't just be this nice idea. It's got to actually work for people.
So let's get into it. Where does the source say we're messing up?
They hit a few big ones. First off, money.
Affordability, right?
Yeah, not all seniors can just pay for classes.
Especially on fixed incomes.
Exactly, and even if they can afford it.
Not everyone's near college or whatever.
Location's huge, those geographical barriers.
And then there's the tech divide we mentioned.
Oh, big time.
Some seniors don't like online learning or have bad internet.
So we've got money limits, location limits, tech limits. It feels overwhelming.
It does, but does the source offer any solutions? Or are they just complaining?
No, they have ideas. Like, they say we need sliding scale fees.
Okay, so people pay what they can.
Exactly, or even scholarships.
That'd help a lot.
And to reach folks who are far away from stuff,
Yeah, what about them?
partner up with groups that are already out there.
Smart. Like what?
Libraries, senior centers, even churches, things like that.
They got the networks.
Bring learning to the seniors, not the other way around.
Meet them where they are, like that. But tech is trickier, right? Some folks are just scared of computers.
Yeah, and the source admits some will always prefer in-person.
Makes sense.
But for those who are willing, offer like Tech 101 courses.
Ease them in, not overwhelm them.
Exactly, and patient teachers who get it.
Someone who's nice about it helps you along.
Create that safe space to ask questions, learn at your own pace.
That community vibe again.
It makes all the difference, feeling supported.
Totally. But there's a big one the source brings up. It's us. It's society.
Oh yeah, how we view aging.
As long as it's seen as like this decline, a problem to be fixed.
Lifelong learning can't truly thrive.
It's like we're fighting stereotypes without even realizing it.
But how do you change that? It feels so big.
It does, yeah.
The source says, tell stories.
Okay.
We need stories that show how smart, resilient, and how much seniors still contribute.
Like that grandma outsmarting the financial guy,
Exactly. More of that.
instead of the frail old person image.
We need to see them as vibrant, engaged, still in the world.
Learning, growing, making a difference.
That's the shift.
And it's not just how others see them, it's how they see themselves.
Oh, that's key.
Recognizing their own worth,
Yeah.
that aging can be fulfilling.
It's a whole mindset change for everyone.
But it starts small,
Yeah.
right? With each of us.
Recognizing those stereotypes we all have and fighting them.
So what can we do practically? The source has some ideas, right?
They do. First, be more aware of seniors around you,
Okay.
their contributions at home, in the community.
Take time to listen, learn from them.
Acknowledge their worth.
Easy to forget to do.
Then, fight for policies that support all this.
Contact politicians, donate to groups doing the work.
Make your voice heard.
Put your money where your mouth is, basically.
Exactly. And finally, get involved personally.
Like how?
Share what you know with seniors.
Okay.
Teach a class, mentor someone, even just be kind.
Little things add up.
It's realizing we're all in this aging thing together.
And we all win if it's embraced, if seniors are valued, if learnings are right, not some special thing.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it boils down to this. It's bigger than just individual benefits.
It's societal.
We make a better world for everyone when we do this right.
A world where age doesn't stop you from growing,
Where experience is valuable.
where learning keeps making life better, right to the end.
That's a vision worth fighting for.
It really is. And on that note, a final thought for everyone.
Okay.
What one small thing can you do today to help make this happen?
That's a great question.
Maybe it's calling an older relative. Maybe it's taking that class you've always wanted to.
Whatever it is.
Remember, lifelong learning, it's your journey.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.